Hello and good evening. It is the AFL Armchair Advisors coming to you for this big, boisterous, bouncing round 16 show of course, the season AFL 2021. I am Rich of the Armchair Advisors, of course. Joining me is a man who can do no wrong, no matter what it is that he does, that he turns his hand to. Everything he attempts to do, he succeeds at. Anything he bets on comes through. Any advice he gives to individuals who come to him and say, please instruct us. What should we do to improve our lives, our livelihoods and our souls? He nails it day in, day out, time in, time out. I am blessed to call him a great mate, a brother, a father, a friend. It's Desmond Van Bus, our global field correspondent. How are you, fella?
I was hoping that was about me. I'm fantastic.
You had to know it was about you. It absolutely couldn't have been about me.
If you watch back in the video, you'll see when it clicks. I go, oh.
There was arguably the world's shittest joke that you could both see lumbering towards you just so slowly.
Yeah. Like coming at me like a Snorlax, mate.
Actually, what's that coming over the hill? Really shit jokes from Rich. How are you, Des?
No, I'm fantastic. Ready for a bit of a poo week of footy. Round 16 is a tough round.
Well, speaking of poo, did I see you out the back here? Because we're out in the woods, we're out in the forest for this round. Did I see you out the back there just having a little bit of a squat over the back of a fallen bough?
You may have. And,
I hope you wipe that. I don't want to be sat next to you for another
there's no
hour.
running water, so the hands have not been washed.
There's some lovely poison ivy. Now, what I understand from Boy Scouts that I've talked to is that poison ivy is wonderful for wiping asses.
I'll keep that in mind, and I'll let you know how that goes next week.
And and a man who is having none of this chat, of course, is Sensible Dan, the most sensible man you are likely to meet no matter where you go and no matter who you speak to. How are you, Dan?
I'm feeling very sprightly, mate. Feeling good, and I'm ready for a poo round of footy.
It's going to be a poo
round. But
but I'm feeling good. Like, we're out in the forest, we're out in the woods, we're getting back to nature.
Absolutely.
We're communing with the woodland realm. I'm enjoying it.
It's nice. It's good to take in some fresh air.
It is nice.
Absolutely. After being at that Olympic pool a few weeks ago and wondering,
we've lost years off our life.
Wondering when we're ever going to leave. It's really nice to be here now.
Well, it's lovely to be here. It's lovely to be here, boys. Let's rip into this big thumping round of footy. Thursday night, it is the Gold Coast Suns versus the Richmond Tigers up at Metricon Stadium. Now, if this is your first time listening to this show, watching us on YouTube, listening on the podcast, etc., you wouldn't be potentially not sure about what we're going to do here. Speaking of what we're going to do here, what the fuck are you doing here?
Like and subscribe to all our YouTube listeners. Like and subscribe. If you're not listening on YouTube, well, guess what? Get on YouTube, like and subscribe, baby. Like and subscribe. Tuck us a comment, message us. Any form of social media, get onto us, baby.
He pulled the finger out and I was confused. And speaking of pulling the finger out, what we're here to do is tip winners, is provide bets, is tell you what to look for in each game, and give you everything you're going to need to know going into this round of football. Now, typically, in our Thursday night game, we would talk about both sides. Who's going to win? Who's going to do what? Who's going to do this and that? Oh, what sort of a great game is it going to be? Boys, let's just put hands in and just on the count of three, we're just going to say who it is that's going to win this one by at least 40 plus touches. 40 touches, 40 points. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Richmond. Yes, done. 40 plus points. That's going to be very easy. Sorry about that, Gold Coast, but there's three things certain in life. Richmond beating the shit out of Gold Coast every single time they play them.
Yep.
Richmond bending Gold Coast over their knee and committing bodily harms to them.
And West Coast fans complaining about the umpires when they lose.
And bald West Coast fans complaining about the umpires when they lose. And two of those three things are going to be happening Thursday night. We agree on that one, don't we, boys?
We absolutely do.
Disagree.
I mean, look, we just to quickly touch on it, we always discuss honourable losses on this podcast. Mm-hmm. Always. There is no honour in losing to St Kilda, and there is less honour than in losing to North.
Correct.
These two teams both coming off terrible losses, and only one of them is going to bounce back, and that is going to be Richmond. Losing Broad and Bolter is massive, though, for them. I don't think they're not winning a premiership this year. That pretty much closes the gate for me, I think. So they'll be bouncing back, but
they'll bounce back hard here. They're going to bounce back hard here, big time.
It's a bit of a sad wank, isn't it, really?
It is. Look, it's a Band-Aid solution to a broken arm, this one. You know what I mean? It's going to look good and feel good for a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's like picking up at the club, and it's 3 a.m, and all of the attractive people, they are well and truly gone by now. Okay, there is nothing but scraps, detritus. There is washed up remnants on the shore, and it's going to look good and feel good for a week, and then Monday morning's going to come around. You're going to be thinking, "Jeepers, we are back to the grindstone here." That was rough, and that's what this game is for Tigers fans. So really, I don't know if you're a Gold Coast fan or a Tigers fan. I'd just literally do anything else this week. Literally do anything else.
Yep.
Anything else.
Yep.
Such as look at some bets. If you have a look at bets now, at the time of recording, most of the markets aren't up. COVID is just taking the absolute PI55 out of the league this week. We've had a gutful of it. So there's no markets up for this game. But when they do, I shall be looking very closely at Shai Bolton for 20 touches, Touk Miller for 25 touches, your man Jack Bowes in the Suns backline for 20 touches. I think he's just been building nicely the last couple of weeks. He's due, and it's going to be down there.
It is.
Boys are going to be down there.
Oh, yeah.
And Dusty and Jake Hartz for a goal apiece. Jake Hartz. Oh, I love that, man.
Yeah, look, I've got no bets for this game because there's no markets up. Far too sensible to be giving out advice without any information backing it. And as you are usually in some alternate universe or strange country where they don't allow gambling, you've got nothing as usual, I presume.
Well, you told me to bring one item, so I brought a torch because I'm scared of the dark.
Can't do much gambling on that.
That's it. Yeah, no
torch
gambling
bet.
on this
Yeah. Ooh, ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, I've heard it's stupid. You bought one item out into the woods here. You bought a torch.
Yeah, I'm scared of the dark.
What are you going to sleep in?
I'm scared of the dark.
You're an idiot.
To be fair, it is my doing. I told him he could only bring one item. Meanwhile, I brought my glam tent, got the lappy set up, nice power source. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere and not in style.
Well, my one item was my car that I parked 60 metres away, which I'm going to get into after this, and I'm going to leave you to it.
So while we're sleeping good, you're going to be sleeping real rough in your trench.
That's how he does it, though.
Unfortunately, it is.
It's how he does it. Let's move on. Let's move on. It's Friday night. It is the Geelong Cats versus the Essendon Bombers at GMH to the B to the A Stadium. Des, what's happening here, fella?
I think the Cat is going to roll them. Talking about honourable losses, well, Geelong didn't have an honourable loss. Let's be honest here, but Essendon did. Essendon did have an honourable loss. They were with Melbourne. Most of the game, and do you know what? It wasn't. They weren't horrible. You know, they showed what they've shown. They've been building. They've been building, and I feel like they could give Geelong a little bit of a run here, but they're not winning. They're not winning. Not winning. 1-39. Geelong are going to, as we've mentioned, they're going to be copping a beat down from old Scotty boy.
Yep. Scotty
Too Hotty is going to be getting the paddle out, and they're going to fire up here.
You know, like when parents fight in front of a kid and the kid sees it, and then the kid replicates that behaviour on like a doll or something like that. Right, so Scott just abusing the hell out of the Geelong players this week is what's occurred behind closed doors, absolutely. And that's going to be turned around and reciprocated by the Geelong players beating hell out of Essendon this week.
Essendon will know that too. They know they're going to be expecting a big fire up. Like they just know it. You just know it's coming.
I mean, for all the hell we give the Cats and whatever, they don't tolerate shit down at that club. They absolutely do not tolerate it. And you saw it instantaneously. Tommy Stewart got involved in that scuffle with Charlie Cameron, lost his head completely. Never seen that before in 100 games.
It was awesome though.
Demon took over. Demon time.
Love it.
And he went nuts. Straight to the bench.
Yeah.
Straight to the bench to call off.
80s country football, B grade, coach mode. I loved it.
And also I had to appreciate Charlie Cameron. He was the one that gave Tommy Stewart a little shove in the back, a little pat on the head to say, I'm here. This is my world, son. Got the shit kicked out of him, and the whole time he's, what's going on here?
Laughing.
What's this? Yeah, smiling. Laughing about it. You love those little instigators. But yeah, to finish that off, Cats 1-39. Down at GMHBA, I just can't see the Dons getting the job done.
Liking that a lot. Look, how often do you see a team, in this case the Cats, have a stirring emotional victory, well, in this case, which was a goal after the siren to seal the game, a head full of emotion, and then the very next game, they come crashing back down to earth. Yep. How often do you see that?
Every time.
Yeah, every time.
Funny. We should have known better. I should have known better. I shouldn't have tipped the Cats. Yep. But I'm tipping the Cats this week, 1-39 over the Bombers. Bombers are going to be good. Bombers are going to give the fans something to look forward to. Mm-hmm. They're really starting to gel. They're really starting to move out of the shadows of drugs gone by. Mm-hmm. But I still think they're a good 2 or so years off of beating these sorts of teams like the Cats.
Yep.
2 or so years off. So, Geelong for mine.
Agreed.
Bets.
So you got a few bets for this one.
I've got a couple of Eddies for you. I'm looking at Kyle Langford 20, Dyson Heppel 20, Jordan Ridley 20, Tom Stewart 20, disposals, that is. I'm looking at Homeless Guthrie and Darcy Parish, 30-plus touches apiece. And a young man who I am looking at adding into my Hall of Fame, my stable of excellence, alongside Stink Pitts McCarthy of Brisbane, is Harrison Jones, anytime goal. I think every time I bet on him, he's come through.
Love that.
He's always paying like $1.50 for a goal. And he's about 85% of games this year he's had one in. So
I think pretty much we can lock in an every week Don Rich multi. So you just chuck in, doesn't matter what the conditions are, who they're playing, where it is, whatever. Harrison Jones, anytime goal.
Yep.
Stink Beans McCarthy, anytime goal.
Yep.
Callum Mills and Luke Park over 25 touches. Yep. And Tim Taranto over 25 touches. And just make yourself money every single week.
You forgot Tom Stewart.
Oh, Tom Stewart, 20 plus.
Thank you.
Is that about right?
The sexy six.
It's about that.
The six-pack.
The Sinister Six.
The six-pack multi. Love it. Do that every single week. You can just basically turn off the podcast, really.
I mean,
don't do that.
I'll see you at the bank. It's home loan time.
Only if you subscribe and like and comment.
Absolutely. I've only really got to add to that Isaac Smith 20 plus because he's sort of moved into that Drunken role, just slutting around, getting a few touches, and we love that. And Brandon Parfit for an anytime goal.
Unreal positioning from Parfit. Loves to. He sprayed a couple last week, but he won't do it this week.
No.
He won't. He always pulls his head in.
If he misses a week, mate, he's due.
Yeah, he always does. It's a Parfit. I'm trying to think of a P word, but it's just
Parfit party, baby.
It's a Parfit party.
It's a Parfit party.
Parfit party.
It's a Parfit party. Interesting fact for you, Des. Did you know that? So Isaac Smith. Did you know that the name Smith in German is Schmidt?
Schmidt.
Did you know that?
Well, what's the name Isaac in German?
Isaac. Let us move on to the first Saturday game at the MCG. It is the Melbourne Demons versus the GWS Giants. Interesting game here, boys. Interesting game. What do we reckon?
I'm going to make this. I don't know if it is that interesting.
No, you're not interested?
Giants can't play in Melbourne, and they're playing Melbourne.
Yeah.
Who are on top? Playing good. They're just winning. They're playing winning footy, and that's it. Melbourne 1-39.
No, I like that. He's
Simple as
short,
that, you know?
sweet, and to the point.
I can't really describe much more. I think if they beat Essendon at the exact same ground, the MCG, what are they going to do to the Giants that lost to Hawthorn 1 week earlier?
Hurt them permanent.
Hoik them permanent. It's hard to go. They footy maths doesn't always equate to success, but far out. Melbourne are winning this game.
I legitimately feel like GWS every year is just a groundhog team under Leon Cameron. They're uber talented. They should be really good, but they just lack the testicular fortitude to get the job done.
Unfortunately.
These kind of positions that they put themselves in, they could have just snuck into the top 8 this week. There was everything riding on the line for them.
They lost to Hawthorn.
And they dished that up. And look, this is no disrespect to Hawthorn because they've actually been much improved since the bye. I actually think they've been pretty handy. You had so much on the line, and that is what you dish up. Disgraceful.
It's disappointing, and it just means that top 8 race is now wide open because Essendon can't seem to be able to take the bull by the tangly ones and jump into the 8.
They've had a tough couple of games. To be fair, the Bombers have been playing they play Richmond, Melbourne, and. Now they're playing Geelong.
Yeah, but they've not been smoked out of games. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. That's why it's tough. So it's not the worst for the Bombers.
Same with the Giants. You know, they absolutely sharted the bet as hard as anyone could against the Kangaroos. You know, then you play Hawthorn, who are a bottom 4 side as well, and you do even worse. You lose. You know, that's.
They showed how well they could play against Carlton. I know it's Carlton, but they killed Carlton. Never in doubt, and that's what they should do.
Yeah, but every first team beats its second team all the time, man. Every country footy league.
Really, the long and short of it is, right? There's 8 games to do something about it. That position in the top 8 is wide open because I don't think Richmond have got the will to hang on to it at this point in time. So GWS, Freo, Essendon, they're all there and abouts, and even St Kilda, which I was going to discuss in a minute. There's that spot up for grabs, and it's literally going to be whoever wants it can take it.
Whoever Stephen Bradbury's over the line here. Look, I'm thinking Melbourne win this one. They punished a plucky Don's outfit. Melbourne never looked too fast. They never looked like they got out of second gear. And they've still got weapons. It seems like Ben Brown's sitting his straps in the 2s. He kicked 5 goals on the weekend.
That's
so
cool.
if
I like that. I did not know that, but that's good. I'm happy for him.
If Big Weed isn't getting the job done, then he'll get dropped. And Big Boner Brown, he's going to be keen as to get back up in there.
The one thing I take away from the Melbourne game, right? Yeah. Christian Petrarca was massive. 26 touches, 2 goals. That's like bog standard for him now.
It is.
And everyone's like, yeah, that's a pretty good game.
Yeah, because Oliver is next to him.
That's incredible. That's an incredible game by anyone's standards, and everyone's already just like, that's just what Petrarca does every week.
Yeah, because Pennywise the clown Oliver is floating around next to Petrarca all day, and everyone's just looking at him going, "Look at that thing."
Yeah, that thing be thangin'.
That is actually what it is. No,
bets.
I think, did I say Melbourne 1-39?
Yeah, I did
That's
too.
what I meant, 1-39. Bets, so speaking of Pennywise the clown, he'll float his way down to another 30 disposals. Dan, who have I gone for here, mate?
Oh, if I had to guess, I'd throw out Tim Taranto
Yeah, go on then. And?
for 25 disposals.
Yeah, anyone else?
Isaac Cumstain for 20 plus.
Oh, I missed him this week.
Oh, well, I've got him, so that's all right.
Oh, that's all right.
Big
I'm
comers.
giving you a hint.
Big comers.
Big comers.
W for Whitney Houston.
And I will always love Lockie Whitfield, absolutely, for 25
plus,
touches. Yeah. I actually got a bit funky with it. Christian Petrarca I haven't looked at recently. I don't like him for an anytime goal. And big Jimmy Harms for 20 plus disposals, please.
The only one I had to add to that was Maxi Gawn anytime goal. Left him out last week, didn't kick one. That he'd kicked one in 4 straight games prior to that. Yeah. He's liking sneaking forward and jagging himself one this year, and I think he'll get on the end of one this week.
The Gawn Whisperer. It's the Gawn Whisperer. Whispers to vegetarians in the darkness and tells them what to do. Mm-hmm. That's sensible, Dan. All right, gents. I'm thinking it's time for a little scramble. Desi,
It is time.
Now it's. I was mentioning earlier. I've got a bad feeling about this one, Dan. I was talking to Des earlier that look, we're out in nature. We're getting back to our roots. We're detoxing. Mm-hmm. Detoxing. Maybe we do a dry July. And I saw a gleam in his eye when I mentioned that earlier. And now I'm worried about this scramble.
Famously. Straight edge.
Yeah, he is. Look at that haircut.
Famously.
Look at that haircut.
Never touched drugs or alcohol. If you've seen the video of him sculling a wine bottle, doctored, fake.
Yeah, it is.
Never happened.
It was cordial.
It is.
Never happened.
It is. I woke up like a daisy the next day. All right, scramble time.
What does that mean?
I woke up like a daisy.
Yeah. Fine as a daisy. I woke up like...
Just don't pick him up on it. It's bad enough.
Come on. Alrighty. Which AFL coach makes his best homebrew and which makes the worst homebrew? Dan.
The best homebrew
and the worst homebrew.
That's an interesting question, actually.
There are actually some good ones and then some horrible questions.
I reckon Brett Ratton would like a homebrew. He's got the red cheek, so you know he gets around his piss.
Loves the vittles.
He doesn't mind it. The worst homebrew. Chris Fagan, I think.
I genuinely thought Chris Fagan had the best. I was just thinking like it's an age thing.
Who's the worst then?
Well, I was just thinking the older blokes are going to be the ones that get around the homebrew and make the best homebrew.
No, I don't think Fags would.
No, interesting. No.
I don't think so. If you're talking now, maybe we'll chuck in Bob Harvey.
Bob
Harvey, because he'd be all about the what do you call them? The ones that you love, mate.
What, red tins?
Nah, that's famously this man.
I hate red tins. I'll tell you that much. No, I was thinking Kenny Hinkley'd have the worst homebrew. Because this is a man that drinks Coke Zero and enjoys it. Now, what does that tell you about his taste buds?
Fair.
Off.
All right, I'm cutting in. Who'd win in a skull-off between Connor Rosie and Xavier Dersma?
Dersma would finish quicker, but that's because he'd be the one pouring it back over. Like, oh no, I finished it. You know what I mean? Like he'd be the one looking for the shortcuts.
Respect it.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, Dan. Which player reminds you of Mishkas, and which player reminds you of a Guava Cruiser? From Crom.
From the Crom.
Mishkas and Guava Cruisers. Seedsman would definitely be a Guava Cruiser type operator.
I like that. That's an answer.
Definitely a Guava Cruiser type operator.
I like that a lot.
As far as Mishkas,
aren't they like those like Wish.com version of vodka cruisers?
Maybe a Josh Worrell. Because he's a bit younger, he looks hard, but you just know that he'd go down the bottle and get a 30 block.
I like that.
Respect it. Okay, tickle culture is back. It is back. And why does Johnny Walker bring out tickle culture in the Carlton locker rooms?
You're asking me this one. Oh, why does Johnny Walker bring out tickle culture?
More specifically, Johnny Walker Red.
Johnny Walker Red. Oh God, sorry. How does a man answer this question?
Impossible.
Because Jack Silvani gets one sniff of it and he's off sillier than a wheel, and he's made his fingers and toes up in all sorts. There you go. That's as good as you're getting out of me on that
tickle
one.
culture. 2 more questions, one each. What team would have the most fun on a wine tour?
Ooh.
That's a fruity question. I like it.
That is actually a good one.
Yeah.
Most fun on a wine tour. The least fun would be the West Coast Eagles.
Boring.
Unequivocally.
Boring.
Most fun.
I've got an idea.
Go on.
I think Gold Coast, because they've been planning wine tours.
They know their way around an end of season trip.
Yeah.
For sure. But see, I think Collingwood have got a couple of heavy hitters, though.
I was thinking Collingwood.
They've got a couple of heavy hitters that have know their way around a tour.
No, I respect it. All right. And what is Joel Selwood's drunk meal?
His drunk meal.
His drunk meal. Of choice. A meal of choice. Meal of choice.
When he's drunk.
Yeah.
When he's come home.
What's he like? What's he like to get? Oh, say he's on the strip. He's on the strip.
Is he in the Uber coming home?
Nah, just before the Uber.
He's
He's hungry right before the Uber.
He's hungry right before the Uber.
And what is yours?
Oh, Mars. We don't have time to answer that question. Now, Joel Selwood, would he be a Euros type of operator, do you reckon? Would he be a Euros and chips kind of weapon, or would he just go? I don't think he'd go KFC. That's too Harry Schonberg.
Nah.
He's not a KFC operator. I don't think he'd even do a Zambreros, to be honest.
He'd probably Euros. Raw onions, though, because he'd like to think of himself as a bit of a hard man.
I reckon, yeah.
That's actually very funny.
I reckon a Euros.
What's yours, Rich?
Well, look, it's interesting. I used to be all about the Zambrero on the way home, a little burrito. But I tell you, it seems to be it's a life hack for myself that I know now. If I'm out on the cans and if I eat something on the way home, I will wake up feeling dirtier than a 3-day-old banana skin, man. I will feel rancid. So if I don't eat, go home, 2 pints of water, 2 Panadol, another pint of water, go to bed. Man wakes up feeling chipper. Feeling as glorious as these woodland surrounds that we find ourselves in.
Perfect.
That's fair.
All right, there is our scramble off. That was a pretty good scramble, to be honest, besides a tickle culture creeping in.
I don't want to ever hear that
Let's
phrase.
get into the Crom, baby. Let's do it, Richie.
It is Crom. It's Adelaide Crows versus the Brisbane Lions at Adelaide Oval. Now on the count of 3, we're going to put all... No?
I'm going to cut you off real quick.
You're going to cut me off?
Because I can hear some woodland critters breaking into my glamping tent.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be back in 1 second.
What are you talking about?
I've got to sort these critters out, mate.
It's gonna.
This is unbelievable.
I've got to sort these critters out.
This is unbelievable.
First.
I tell you,
we can smash out this game. We can smash out.
The man brings a glamping sort. Have you ever been in one of those glamper vans?
I have.
He brings one of those out at his own peril, might I remind you, because he's not here. And I can tell you now, uninsured. That's the first. He's not going to listen to this back. He's not going to see this. Uninsured. I'm telling you, that's his first mistake. Did he listen to me? No, he didn't. Look, I think this one's pretty straightforward, Des. I'm actually going Brisbane 50+ this week.
I think Brisbane are going to win by as many as they like. If they can beat Geelong by 44 points or something, and they took their foot off the gas, doesn't matter where poor Adelaide, doesn't matter where they're going to be playing. Doesn't matter where, because it probably isn't going to be in Adelaide. Let's be real.
No, here he is.
Let's be real.
Bucktooth beavers
We're
out
saying,
there, mate.
Beavers.
Yeah,
beavers.
Bunch of bucktooth
I see
beavers.
the beavers and butthead.
Oh, there we go, baby.
Unbelievable.
But we're just saying Brisbane 50+.
Yeah.
50+.
Fill your boots with Brisbane.
I mean, yeah, I missed the whole conversation, but absolutely.
50+.
In agreement.
You heard enough. Look, Crows, their gaps just between their best and worst are just way too big. Like, I don't want to pot blokes while they're down, but I'm sorry, but blokes like Ned McHenry are not going to be in their next premiership. I'm sorry, they're just individuals. You can't look at the absolute dregs of the Brisbane team at the minute and compare them to the absolute dregs of the Adelaide Crows team. I'm not naming blokes, but you can work out for yourself who they are.
Who are the dregs of the Brisbane team? Top to bottom, I reckon, I said it weeks ago, they got the strongest list in the AFL.
I agree.
There is literally no weak points. We said, yeah, maybe Oscar McInerney. He does enough every week.
Yeah, Omac carries it. I agree.
To just offset the other ruckman. He never gets trounced, even when he comes up against Gawn, Grundy. It's not in his favour, but he nullifies them.
Look, I put it to you that a team's worst players would be the ones that just can't break into their first team week in, week out, which would probably be Reece Matheson. Mm-hmm. And he would get a game in most other clubs in the league, Reece Matheson.
Yeah, basically.
That says a lot. No, It's fill your boots. Brisbane by how much? That's what's happening there.
The only thing I wanted to add just quickly, because I did miss out, those damn Beavers. Could have killed him, mate. Could have absolutely
don't bring a glamper
him.
van out on an excursion.
The Beavers love it.
Just park the car, walk, do the show, go back to the high.
They were going by Dirty Mike and the boys as well. That's what they told me their names were.
That's disgusting.
Right. All I was going to say was
Dr. Doolittle.
That's disgusting.
against the Saints, all those skill errors that the Crows had, we made excuses. It was wet, week before the bye, blah blah blah. I expected them to correct it. They were worse. They were worse.
Horrendous.
The first half of that game, cancerous.
I'm just watching it like this. I wasn't watching it. I was not watching it at all. I was just closing my eyes.
Well, I went and did anything else. I did significantly more enjoyable things like a self-proctology exam. I spat into the air and caught it in my mouth a few times. That was good.
Did Des teach you how to do that after the COVID special?
He did actually, yeah. He's a dead-eyed dick with that one. He can do it.
I can imagine he would be.
Yeah, I went and headbutted a knife repeatedly. All more enjoyable than that Crows game. Let's stop talking about that. I do have a multi for you. Zorko 25 touches. Lions 25 touches. It's his 150th this week, and he's against the Crows, his old side, so he's going to give him a paddle. Neil 25 touches. I expect they're all just going to go bunter. Laird 30 plus for the Crows, a lone hand, especially with Sloan out the way, unfortunately.
Will Laird, just quickly on that one, will he make the AA team, do you reckon?
No. He's been great, but there's just way too many other blokes who've been
He is
great.
right on the precipice, and I would love to see him in there because the
Crows
Crows have got no other hope.
I don't think he will.
But Charlie Cameron 2 goals, Dane Zorko 1 goal. No, he's not going to make AA because you've got blokes Bont, Miller, Jack McRae, probably Tom Mitchell you can make an argument for. Hasn't dipped under 30 touches this whole year.
I reckon
Pennywise, Petrarca, Jack Steele.
I would say Laird's been better than Titch. Maybe even Jack Steele
Yes,
as well.
but he's not Victorian.
That's also true. The only other thing I'm going to finish off with, I got no bets for that, but if you did get on the Lions weeks ago when I told you to, you can just thank me by giving me 5% of your winnings when they win the flag and sending it to my PayPal. Thanks.
It's paid.
They're still paying $5.50.
Is it really?
Still paying $5.50.
So keep putting money on it.
That's an outrage.
Keep putting money on it.
That's an outrage. Let's look at the first Saturday night game. It's at Optus Stadium. It's the Fremantle Dockers versus the Carlton Blues. Now, Des, what do you think?
This is the closest game of the week on paper, and I don't think it's going to be that close. I think Freo's going to roll them. I think Freo's going to roll them.
We were just talking about that gut-wrenching, heart-stirring win that teams have. 1 week. What happens the next?
Very potentially.
I agree, but that's exactly what Carlton had one too. Carlton might not have been as gut-wrenching as Freo, but they still had a win, and that's something that Carlton aren't used to. So Carlton are going to lose for the next 4 weeks, regardless of who they play. That isn't actually why I'm picking Freo. I just think Freo are a better footy side at the moment. I think Freo have that killer instinct, and they want to make the 8. They're going to want to make the 8, and beating Carlton is going to be their ticket into the 8, I think, this week.
Well, they kind of wanted it that bad. Otherwise, they would have beat bloody Collingwood, who were just in the same category.
They did beat Collingwood.
Did they?
Yeah.
What am I thinking of then? What am I thinking
They
of?
did beat Collingwood.
I was really.
I was going to say that it actually impressed me because
they smashed Collingwood.
Oh, they did too.
They didn't smash Collingwood, but they were in front.
It actually
12
impressed
points.
me because it's that whole the new coach smell, blah blah blah. New coach smell be damned. They
Guess
gave
what?
Bob Harvey
Purple haze, baby.
He's been there for 12 years. He wasn't new.
The old two fingers. Yeah, but he was a new head coach, and normally that rubs off.
Yeah.
They gave him the old 2-finger salute, said get the hell out, and they did their,
Collingwood
did their
come
job.
back.
No Nat Fife either.
Collingwood come back, gave him a bit of fire in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you boys watched that fourth quarter, but like I was nervous for Freo because I tipped Freo, and I was real nervous, but they were just like awesome. Hey, Collingwood, guess what? Bam.
Whereas
Back
the Blues had a win and everyone's frothing about how good a win it was. They nearly snatched defeat from the jaws of victory yet again. Like the Crows were shizen for the entire middle half of that game. And bar a few missed opportunities in that last quarter, it could very well have been that same old story yet again. It was not comprehensive.
I'd argue it was longer than the middle half. The Crows were terrible. They were god awful.
And what happened when Crows were bad against Freo? What happened when they were in that? Think of the fourth quarter. What happened when they were bad? Freo made us. They pantsed us.
They got rummaged. Absolutely.
Pants.
Liam Jones was awesome.
He was.
Agreed. No foul there. He was absolutely incredible. Really, after the Fogarty kicked the first two, that defence just tightened up massively.
And the wheat bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been good all year.
I genuinely do think that Cripps signing on was a big boon for them.
Yep.
Like, the Kane Corns or whatever, they've gone on about 6 years being too long. He's past his best, blah, blah, blah. He's literally the heart and soul of the club.
Talisman.
Sam Walsh is the clear-cut best player on the team now.
Engine.
But Patrick Cripps is the heart and soul. He's the Rory Sloane and the Tex of the Carlton Footy Club. If they go, you rip the
guts out.
The heart out of it, So hopefully that entices a few more soldiers for him.
I'm saying Freo 1-39 this week.
Yep.
I think Freo at Optus is tougher than the Crows anywhere. If Pfeiffer's back, and I tell you what, do not bet a cent on Sam Walsh to do anything this week. He gets tagged 1 week unsighted. He's not tagged last week. He had 1 billion touches. What's Caleb Sarong going to do you reckon?
Do you classify Caleb Sorong as a good tagger, though? That's where you have to...
Do you classify Sam Walsh as being able to kick any sort of a tag?
It's the rookie of the year battle. Right,
Matt De Boer has runs on the board as a very good tagger.
I think Sarong goes to him.
We'll see.
I think Sarong gives him a nudge. And we saw how rattled Walsh got last time.
I think he'll towel Sarong up if that's the case.
I'm looking forward to it. That could be the most interesting part of this whole game.
ROTY battle.
But bets-wise, I'm looking at, if Fife's back, probably 25. Just chuck him in. Go on then. Go on then. It's at home. It's at home. Go on then. You know you want to. Mundy, 25 touches. Blakers and Jaish for 20-plus touches apiece.
I like that.
Yeah.
Especially Blakers. That's a nice one.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue nice.
It does.
Blakers.
Yeah.
It feels good, though. Yeah, it feels good. Zachy Williams, I reckon he'll have 20 touches. He's got himself into a groove. He'll be back.
He just got suspended.
Did he?
Yep.
Where? How am I? What? You? Where?
Beavers told me.
Oh,
The Beavers know. The Beavers know
well, they're
because
the Beavers. I'm
He
a butthead.
got suspended for giving Ben Keys the old...
oh no,
push
sorry, I
into the
did
chest
see that on
compression.
Instagram.
Nah, push his head into the turf, mate.
Just
That's
didn't
just
read
silly,
it.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, Liam Henry, anytime goal.
20 touches, go for
Go on then.
it. Nah, don't do that. Please don't do that. I got nothing.
Got nothing?
There was no markets up, mate.
Let's move on.
Not good enough. All right, Saturday night at Marvel, Hawthorn Hawks versus the pair. Come the pair. Come the pair. We can chomp through this one pretty quickly, I reckon. It was a gutsy win off of Port. The sort of a win that sets off the back end of your season very nicely. Hawks were good, but I feel just they're unpolished. Their weapons are thin on the ground. They've got Mitchell, and that's their big gun. Do you know what I mean? They've got a heap of bit part players sort of just paving bricks underneath him, but Mitchell is the house in which the Hawks' hopes are living at the minute. Port need to start stringing together some consistent wins for mine. Lovely one against the Swans. So let's go 2 from 2 now. Let's go 2 from 2. And this opposition in the Hawks is good enough to just challenge the power, but I don't think they're good enough to beat the power.
That's exactly what I think.
Yeah.
That's spot on.
You literally took the words out of my mouth.
And that is why the power is my absolute... Actually, I should be cracking myself in the head with that one this week, shouldn't I, for being a fool. That is my shoe-in of the week.
What are they paying this week, mate? $1.14? $1.12?
$1.23, I think.
$1.28.
Oh,
dickhead.
Almost.
Mate.
What now?
I'm the nuffy.
Look,
On the 39, I'll be paying a bit. Hang on.
you are the Leon Cameron of betting.
Listen, when it gets
No
up,
testicular fortitude.
when it gets up, that's all I want to hear about it. $2.10,
when a
$1.39.
$1.28 favourite gets up, boy,
Better than a $1.28 favourite going down.
you better tell the world about it. Look,
Des gets sweaty.
I actually would say the Hawks, since the bye, have been the most improved team in the comp. Two wins and a very honourable loss against the Dons. And I know we'll use that term because it was very honourable.
Yep.
I actually think they will test Port here. I agree with what you said completely. I think this will be a lot closer than what some people would probably give it credit for. Port hasn't really done anything super impressive. Great win against the Swans, but...
It wasn't that impressive. It was impressive they won. They showed that they've got a little bit of...
It was impressive.
When the Swans challenged them, they stuck
which
with
is
them.
good.
It was impressive to hold on.
They have folded in the past, you think, of all the games. Every time they lose at Adelaide Oval, they've folded from what Sydney were giving them. So at least they've shown that against lesser opposition, they can win.
Bit of guts.
Absolutely.
Bit of guts. I think we are all much of a muchness on that one.
Did you chuck bets out for that one?
Don't think I did. I'm sure I've got them.
I had Carl Aim on 20 plus and Jimmy Warpel at 20 plus as well.
The Cardinal.
Yep.
Back.
He's had strung a few good games together now, so I fully expect him to continue.
Did the Woodland Critters just flick that one at him, mate?
I've got a little bit prepared. My man Dylan Moore, anytime goal. He's pushing for
He's enjoying the goals at the moment.
He's pushing for stink bean status at the minute, and he's paying about $1.40 for an anytime goal. He had 4 on the weekend. That's disrespectful.
It is.
Dylan Moore anytime goal. Connor Rosie anytime goal. And then I'm liking Miles Bergman for 15 plus disposals, and I'm liking Travis Boak 25. And Wines and Mitchell for 30 plus each, and that's about $7.50 that long.
Delicious.
Not bad.
Yep. Got nothing else to add to that one, mate. So
nothing more needs to be added. And if we were to add anything, we'd just be making ourselves look like dummies, which of course means it is time for this week's.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Dummy of the week.
Yep, Dummy of the week. It is dummy of the week. I genuinely, I don't have too much to throw out for you this week, boys. I was listening to a lot of radio over the weekend, actually. Listened to a lot of Triple M, listening to the boys. I heard Wayne Carey utter the enjoyable phrase at one point, those in glass houses shouldn't throw glass bricks. That was pretty good. That was pretty good from the Duck.
Yeah.
Duckstradamus, as they call it.
I've got two. They're only little this week. Largely, AFL media was pretty quiet on the dummy front,
It's not a bad thing.
which, look, to be honest, is actually refreshing.
Never a bad
it's a
thing.
nice change of pace.
Yep.
I was watching the North Melbourne and Suns game, and Aaron Hall took a mark in the back pocket, and Dow pipes up. Aaron Hall, he's got a new look with the hairdo this week. He's got the corn rolls.
The corn rolls.
Jeez.
And everyone in the box was like, corn rolls?
Yeah. What's up with the white guy?
Yeah, actual. Like, how much more white can you get, Dow? Everyone corrected him. He was, cornrows, is that what they're called? Is it? You are a fool.
They're
son.
cornrows.
Absolute fool. The other one, just quick, because I'll be interested to hear your opinion on this one. So Sam Landsberger writes for the Herald Sun.
Respected journalist.
Very, very
Respected journalist.
Burger.
I got no problems with Sam Landsberger on the whole, but right, he came out and said, "Is it time for Melbourne, in the position they're in, luxurious position of being top of the table with 2 games to spare, to start resting some of their key players on the run into finals, just to make sure that they're primed for a run at grand final day?
With 8 games to go.
With 8 games to go and a pre-finals
So
bye.
it's 3 months away.
So 3 months away. Should we start getting a rest? You reckon the boys?
Oh.
You reckon Sam Landsberger knows better than Darren Burgess?
I reckon just forfeit. Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
you got
look
enough
back
points.
in.
You got enough points to make it there. Like, who cares?
Why would they rest their players? Why? What good would that do?
All right, boys. We worked real hard the first 2/3 of the season. Now you're all going to have a well-earned 8-week break, and I'll see you fresh and fit and fire and
For
ready to go to
pre-season.
finals.
For
Round
pre-season.
Yeah, that's what it'll be.
But even the whole start of the article is going on about the boys are always talking about the constant camaraderie and being together every week on the field. They're gelling nicely. You know, Stephen May and Lever know where each other are all the time. The midfield's quite happy to work around the contest because they know where they're coming from. Why would you rest them then? Why would you stop that?
I think the bye is the reason why Essendon had more of a sniff than people thought.
Fresh.
That's what I think. I don't know if you boys agree, but that's exactly what I thought. So
then
let's all give them buys.
I would love to go around the AFL and poll, right? The teams in the top 8 this is. I don't care about the teams at the bottom because they're probably all wanting a rest at the moment anyway.
They're for
teams in the top 8 fighting for, finals. Do you want to rest this week? So you're primed for finals. The answer would be categorically no.
Everyone hates the bye before the finals anyway.
Everyone.
You could do a straw poll of track of Clayton Oliver, Gawn, Langdon, Lever, May. Do you know what I mean? Just keep going. Ask all these blokes. Would you like a rest this week? Just a rest? No, you're not getting dropped for form. No, do you want a rest?
Just resting you.
Do you want a rest? No, I don't want to fucking rest. I want to play football and kick goals.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's been a quiet week, but that absolutely
Idiot.
That's fairly stupid.
is worthy of dummy of the week.
That's fairly stupid. All right, let's have a look at this first game on Sunday. It is at GMHBA Stadium, boys.
Weird.
It's the Sydney Swans versus the West Coast Eagles, which is a weird one. A very quick stat to throw out at you. Both teams have a 33% win rate down at Cardinia Park. So
More than I thought.
Do either of you remember what happened to the Eagles the last time they went there this year?
no, refresh my memory.
It was
97?
an honourable 97-point loss to the Cats.
Maybe 97? Could be 90.
So-
whatever it was
so-
bad.
I was going to talk about this very last, but if you're an Eagles fan, just literally do anything else because this is not going to be pretty. Especially after what you
Swannies
dished
are,
up last week.
Swannies are like $1.89, I believe. I think they're almost like the underdogs.
It's funny you mentioned that, Des. Because they are.
Whoa,
They are
Hey.
absolutely my lock of the week. I'm sensible, but I do have testicles, and I like to back in things that have got a bit of value to them. They're actually $1.89 at the moment
It's Testicle Dan.
to beat the Eagles.
Testicle
I don't think
Dan.
there's any way the Swans lose this.
And with every one testicle,
And I do not think...
there's a second one, unless you're unlucky.
And I'm the big
That's
dick
why
in
it's
the
my
middle.
lock of the week, baby. It's my lock of the week too.
And look, I don't really think
Over
the
the
Swans are
full
playing
dot.
great footy, but I just believe in them a hell of a lot more than I do.
Eagles aren't
the
going to be
Eagles.
able to travel well. They're not, and they've just got smacked. And pants has been the word. This is the pants cast, and the Eagles got pants bad last week at home. What's going to happen when you have to travel?
Well, that's exactly what was going to be my point. Look, the Eagles sucked terribly, and everyone can say, "Oh, look, all that does is just reinforce. You can't just chuck names in and expect them to be good." Maybe they do need time to
That
gel.
is literally what I said last week.
But maybe, yeah, and you bang on it. Maybe they do need more time to gel.
They had 3 guys play over 90% game time, so they'll run ragged. 8 guys under 80% game time. That's not good.
It's not good. No, it's not good.
If guys are needing that much rest,
they're underdone.
perhaps they should go to Melbourne
There's a reason that they're...
and get a rest there.
Get a bye.
Ask them if they want to
Yeah.
rest.
Get 8 buys.
You clod. Look, I think it's just going to be back to bad travel. You wait. They're not happy. They don't like travelling. They're going to go over there. Cold, rainy, miserable, Geelong.
I do get the impression that they don't like playing footy.
It really feels like that.
The other thing that annoyed me watching that game, they love this chip mark footy. They love to slow it down. You know, just keep aways basically. Possession footy.
It is that.
It was teeming, driving rain at the game on the weekend, coming down sideways, and they're still trying to play chip mark perfect footy.
No B plan.
It does not work.
No B plan. No, we don't like
I just hope the Swannies win. I just hope they win.
On form and effort, you can't go past Sydney, which is why I'm tipping them for 1-39 there. It just feels that Sydney are hungrier. Like, they're playing like a team that wants to be back in finals, whereas you just feel the Eagles, the way they play, they just assume that they'll be there. Well, we're always there. We always play finals. We always play finals. We will be there. And you just can't make assumptions in this day and age, so that's going to be problematic for the Eagles. Now, let's have a look. Bets-wise, surprise, surprise, it's Callum Mills and it's Luke Parker for 25 touches each. And you know what? I'm going to stop betting on them when they stop doing it.
Look, and they're always good value.
$1.40, $1.50, $1.60, it's always in there.
Mills is $1.53.
Thank you.
And he hasn't had under 25 for about 8 weeks.
Boom, thank you. Jack Noodles Petrocelli for an anytime goal. And it seems like Dane Ramp, you enjoyed that, did you?
That's funny.
Noodles Petrocelli, yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah, you enjoy that. And it seems like Dane Rampy has just quietly usurped Jake Lloyd's position as kick-out master there at the Swans, which means Dane Rampy for 15 touches is something I just could not go past at the moment. Couldn't go past it, so it's only 4 legs, it's only light on. It's only going to be paying about $4 somewhere in there, but hey, look, slap a few doll hairs on that one and you could find yourself feeling a bit bushy.
I've got no bets to add, but I do have an important point to make about this game.
Go on then.
Swans games at the moment
Yeah.
are borderline unwatchable.
Yeah.
Not because of the footy,
Yeah, go on.
but because of the commentary team. Constantly sucking Buddy Franklin's knob
just
for
bumming him.
4 quarters. Every time he's not near the footy, where's Buddy? Where is he? Where's Buddy? Why isn't Buddy on the field? Oh, everyone can't wait till he kicks his 1000th goal. No one actually cares. He's still 30 away. Tell me when he gets within a few.
Yeah. Isn't it just like that episode of The Simpsons in which Homer is there at the writing team when Poochie comes into the Itchy and Scratchy show, right? And he's there. Poochie should be in every single scene. And whenever he's not in a scene, everyone should be there going, where's Poochie?
Yeah.
And that is exactly Buddy.
Yeah.
Like, substitute Poochie and Buddy.
I mean, late on in the game, Swans were
It is.
chasing.
true.
Right? Ball came out of Port's defensive 50, so they cleared the ball. Buddy took a mark, so he's obviously come up to get the footy. And old fat Dunstall's there. Why is Buddy not in the goal square? Why is he this far up the ground? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise anyone else on the Swans couldn't kick goals.
No.
I just didn't. I honestly thought that the other players could. I thought Tom Papley could kick goals. I was...
No, because listen, the vaccination rollout doesn't matter. Reviving the economy doesn't matter. All that matters is Buddy kicks 1,000 goals.
His name isn't Buddy anymore, it's Poochie.
And we can all just mutually edge each other into oblivion. They're just thankful that the Lord blessed us with this champion, this God amongst men. I'm just fucking sick of it. There's so many other players. Pick one and go.
Poochie has been a lot better than we expected this year. We can all say that, but far out, I'm sick of hearing
I can't wait till he goes back to his home planet.
Steady. All right, did we do bets? I think we did bets. Yeah, we did bets. Yeah, let's roll on.
Nice one.
Sunday afternoon at the MCG, it's the Collingwood Magpies versus the Saints.
Little Russell in the leaves, hey? Little Russell.
The Saints killed the Saints. I don't know what he's doing. I'm just going to plow on and ignore him.
I thought it was the Beavers, but it's not.
Hang on, no. You just had it. Didn't you just have a lock of the week? Was the last one?
Yeah, but this is the Des Dog of the Week, baby. Des Dog of the Week. Saints. Why are Saints the underdogs? I'm not one to ride on bandwagons. Wait, yes I am, baby. Yes I am. What? Saints are the underdogs against Collingwood? Against the Pies? What?
I did notice that. I thought that was weird.
Collingwood should not be a favourite unless they're playing North Melbourne or Gold Coast in Melbourne. Shouldn't even be favourites if
This
they're playing Gold
is
Coast.
a Des dog that I actually genuinely
Do you know what? The
about
Des
this
Dog is
one.
on
I
a
love
streak. I'm on a 3-week streak. I had a rest last week, and I'm glad. Well, I'm glad I did.
You must play for Melbourne.
Yeah, I was going to say,
glad
you
I
feeling
did.
good for finals? You feeling good for finals?
Everyone has a bye week, right? I'm not going to give financial advice. Des Dog of the Week. I'm not going to give you the Des Dog of the Week if I don't believe it in my loins. And I believe this, baby. The Saints have told me.
The Saints
Give
have
me the
told
call.
him.
Give me the call. Oh, Saints, are you going to win? You get 27 points they're going to win by. 27, bang.
Who'd you speak to?
Chip Frawley.
I just listened
Chip.
to
That's all right.
whatever the Saint mascot name is. He just gave it to me.
St. Peter, that'll do. Interesting. Pies was a great grinding win, I thought there, Dan. But
Pies didn't win. Pies lost.
Pies,
They did lose.
Pies
Great
did
grinding loss.
A great grinding loss.
No,
but-
do you know what? That is
which
a fair
makes
point,
the
though.
Saints better.
No,
Yeah.
a fair point in that is I know, and I've made.
Why do I keep mixing up the Pies with the
No,
Dockers
they
this
were
week?
grinding. They were grinding, and do you know what? You watched that last quarter, as I mentioned in the Freo game. Like they were in danger. Freo were in danger. Sorry, but they just went. Guess what? You're Collingwood. Back it up. We're going to win this game, and that's exactly what St Kilda's going to do.
I don't understand why I keep mixing up the two. It doesn't make sense. But what does make sense is that St Kilda's winning this game, 1-39 points. I just feel, if you look at the Saints midfield, just from last week, okay, no, they don't have a great body of data to work from. But if Dunstan, Crouch, Steele, all eating at the feet of Ryder and Marshall, switching off each other, this is just going to be too much. Like, I know Grundy's a force, and I love his new haircut, by the way.
Awesome.
Crisp is great through the middle. Taylor Adams was better than I expected after one game. Pendlebury side bottom. Look, you can never write them off. But I'm sorry, the way that those Collingwood names have played this year and recently, it's not the Collingwood of last year or the year before.
But it's not those names though. It's everything around them.
Yeah,
that,
true.
That just turns to water when the going gets tough. Obviously, without Darcy Moore as well, like that's a big loss for that back line because they just don't have that interceptor.
Huge. Yep.
And yeah, like the Saints just showed a lot of chutzpah last week. They were good. The stats for when Ryder and Marshall played together versus when they don't, the Saints become like this borderline unplayable team when both of them play together. It's ridiculous.
They're like 11 and 5, I think, aren't they? 11 and 5 together?
I think 12 and 6, and about 5 and 18 when they don't play together. It's unbelievable how much difference they make. I actually wouldn't go against backing them for a late charge into finals, as I said earlier. When they play well, they look good.
We've
It's
said this at the
consistency.
start of the year.
But they just aren't consistent.
Not at all.
If you can win 5 of these last 8 games, I reckon you get into finals.
You're a sniff.
I reckon you'd be right in there. And I think this is where they start. So Saints 1-39. Bets-wise, I do have Jackie Crisp for 25+. plus. Tom Highmore, who's all of a sudden stepped up big time. So 15+, plus, $1.33. And Luke Dunstan, 25+, plus, $1.72. He's been massive. Massive.
You've been looking over at my notes, it would appear. I'm looking at Johnny Noble for 15. I'm looking at, and it's a heck of a lot of 25s right here, Taylor Adams, Luke Dunstan, Jack Steele, Brad Crouch, Jack Crisp, all for 25. That's paying about $11 right there.
Not bad.
Nice.
Liking that a lot. All right, it's the last game of the round, boys. It's the Western Bulldogs versus the North Melbourne Kangaroos at Marble Stadium. Desmond, get to it.
I called it and I said, this is the pants cast. The pants cast because everyone's going to get pantsed, but because we're going to finish on a big pantsing. I just said pants about 17 times, and that's about how many goals that Western Bulldogs are going to kick in the first 5 minutes.
That was very reminiscent of Alan Iverson's practice speech. We're talking about pantsing?
Yeah.
Pantsing.
Just a man that says the word
prancing.
repeatedly.
No, but let's be real here. Let's be real. The Doggies won by, what was it, 112? Whatever the number
120,
is. 100, yeah, whatever it was. There was a 2 in it, and there was 100 in there. And do you know what? They're probably not going to win by that much again because North Melbourne are a better side. They've got some of their I want to say veteran players, and players like Aaron Hall's been playing well, as Dan mentions every single week. But really, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? How are they going to beat Western Bulldogs?
Look, it genuinely starts in the middle. Goldstein's been on a bit of a rampage there, and look, if blokes like Cunnington and
has the Simp King as well.
Big Simpy,
Huge
Homer, the man they call
They
Homer.
had a close game with
He's been
Gold
huge.
Coast. They were close with Gold Coast last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's
they beat 'em.
my point is.
This is the
Like it was close though.
It was close.
And they're not. Yeah, I can't salvage anything from this game. I'm so sorry.
Nah, look, this one's pretty much done and dusted already, boys. Look, West Coast go over to Perth and they do that to an Eagles team that was on paper stacked to the brim, and that's what they ended up serving up to this.
I'm glad they did too. It's nice to see the Doggies get a big win against it. Like, I know the Eagles aren't that contending side, but as I said last week, if they lose to the Eagles, like the three teams they've lost to are the three premiership favourites. It's like far out. They got to beat someone.
All I've really got to add to this game is I was stoked for David Noble and stoked for the North boys to get a win down in Tassie.
So
great for the
Stevens'
culture.
first win.
Absolutely great for the culture. It's really good to see some of the we were in the same boat last year with the Crows. Obviously, it's good to get those wins on the board for the young rebuilding teams.
Gives you something to look forward to.
Just remember that feeling when you get eradicated this week.
We called the North winners too. That was a consensus.
We did. We got around that. We're all getting around the Dogs this week.
And this is going to be another one.
I'd have thought so. Bets-wise, I'm looking at Jaden Stevenson, 15+. He had about 20 and 2 goals last week. Something like that. He definitely had 20. Bailey Dale, your man, you love him, for 20 touches. I'm looking at Toby McLean, anytime goal scorer.
Freezer.
Old Freezer. He looks like, if any, all Dragon Ball Z fans out there, Toby McLean is looking like Freezer at the end. I love it. It's brilliant. He's only played 2 games. He's had a goal in each one, and that seems to be where he's
There's going to be plenty of goals given out to everyone.
I'd have thought so. It is to everyone.
That is a dog.
The Bont, 25 plus disposals. Aaron Hall, 25 plus. That game last week wasn't really a defender's wet dream.
It was
that
not
game against the Suns.
They had to work hard for every touch.
Yeah, I think Zeeble had about 15 that day, so it was just junk. But
Hall, dream.
It wasn't. Hall will get 25, and of course Jack McRae not dipped below 30 touches all year. He's going to do it again against the current Wooden Spooners. All that together is paying about $6.50. So,
I reckon Jack McRae has just dipped under $1.30 for 30 touches every week. That's just ridiculous.
That's phenomenal, isn't it?
That is absolutely absurd.
I don't make them like that anymore.
Just one quick one to finish off here. So Josh Bruce, last time they played North, what did he kick?
10.
He kicked 10. Does he kick more than 4 this time?
Interesting. I'm going to have a look.
I don't think so.
Why?
Do you think so?
I don't.
I don't trust Josh Bruce.
I don't think he will, purely because Robbie Tarrant's back in the team, and I expect Tarrant to take care of Bruce. And then last time it was a bit of a just a schmozzle.
And Norton's been a lot better. Norton's been better form now than what he was last time.
Norton can kick straight, far out. The Doggies are going to be a tough outfit to beat.
Only 21.
I wonder why.
Only 21.
I can't even believe that.
Aaron Norton is paying $12 to kick 6 goals.
That's something worth
He just
throwing a
can't kick
fiver
straight.
at.
The young fella just can't kick straight.
But he's capable.
I know he is. And there's going to be a week where he explodes.
What's Brucey paying?
$9
For 4?
$9 for 4 goals. No, sorry, that was 6 goals.
6 goals.
That was $9 for 6 goals, Josh Bruce.
That's not tempting.
Tell us 4.
For Aaron Norton is paying $6 for 5 goals, which I think is junk compared to.
I think he can kick a bag.
I think he's got 6 in him for $12.
$12 is worth a bit of dosh.
That's a bit salty. I like that a
Look,
lot.
make the game enjoyable. Do something.
Go for a walk. Go out and enjoy nature.
Feed some ducks.
Feed the ducks. Eat a banana.
Stay clear of the beavers.
Stay away from the beavers.
Stay clear of them.
Oh.
They're shifty, mate.
They are shifty. They're bloody shifty. But
well.
Thank you kindly for staying with us during this round 16 show. Like and subscribe. Hit the button. We love it. Please get in touch with us. We love to hear from you. Jump on the Facebook feed, Instagram. Just get in touch. We just want to hear from you. We just love hearing from the fans. We're not one of those that doesn't get around the boys. We love the boys.
Love it.
We love the boys. Get around us. We'll get around
firm
you.
in pant.
Hugely firm.
Huge.
He's wearing a banana-coloured shirt for a reason.
And shorts, baby.
Jeepers. Thank you very much. We will see you next week. Take it easy.